Oh, today's the last of a 4-part series, summer series on e-bikes. And this is the Haoqi HS3000 Hotel Sierra. And with this bike, they gave me 2 to 6 weeks to come up with a video. And I thought, you know, that's really good because I'm going to be able to ride this thing for a couple of weeks. And today I'm going to talk to you about it. They call it a step-through. Okay, back in the old days, they called this a girl's bike. But it's not called that anymore. It's called a step-through. And I get it. Now, it truly isn't necessarily a bike for females. Let's say you're an older guy and had hip replacement surgery, or you haven't had the surgery yet. This is perfect for you. If you're a shorter person, if you're slightly overweight and you have a hard time dismounting a bike, getting your leg up and over the back, especially once I add the basket to it, not necessarily basket but bag like I have the other bikes. This is the 4th e-bike that I've owned. Singular suspension up front, that is fine. 4-inch wide tires, 750 watt motor, and all my bikes, I mean, that's pretty much common denominator, is 750 watt motor, the 4-inch wide tires, and at least the front suspension. I have one bike where it does have the center suspension, and that is nice. But with this bike, I've had the opportunity to ride it for about 2-3 weeks, and I love it. Now, some people prefer the thumb throttle. This has the twist, the hand twist. It's got your typical Shimano 7-speed. It's got your bell, easy on off shifter, you know, front and rear brakes. And the one complaint that these bikes get across the board, if they're going to get complained about, is comfort of the seat. That seat's comfortable. Okay, I have one bike of the 4 that you can barely ride it around the field twice, and you got to get off it because it's that bad. Or you got to stand up on one of the pedals and take your butt off the seat because it's that bad. This isn't one of those. It has I guess the stowaway type battery. Drop it down and it just pops right out the bottom. I never do. I just plug mine in while it's in the bike. A couple of things, you know, worth noting. A lot of you jumped right on board right away with the first e-bike review, and that, you know, they're dangerous. You know, you plug them in and you leave for 3 days and you come back and your house is burned down. Well, in the directions, in the warnings, it says clearly not to leave the battery plugged in unattended. Do not plug the battery in or charge the battery over 80 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a whole bunch of warnings on the, and if you just take heat of the warning, I mean, I've never had one even really heat up to the point where I put my hand on it and went, ooh, that's a little warm. Nothing. So, but it's just an awesome bike. Let's see how it rides and rolls, and we'll just take it for a little shake around the field here and go for broke, and then I'll show you some of the readout display. All right, so I've got it on setting 1, cruising along, and I can tell you I've ridden this thing long enough to know in the first setting you're going to get about 10 miles an hour. Now, I don't know how fast you want to drive around a crop field. 10's plenty. And I am using pedal assist, as you will see here shortly. And there's your readout. Pretty good, kind of like a small cell phone, but it's enough. Got the LED headlight, and let's stop right here and check out some beans. There you go, got some bald spots. Now, what caused the bald spots? Lack of germination due to low germination rate at testing, and woodchucks and crows. I had at least 7 to 10 crows after I planted this, and if it doesn't rain right away, well, they're not going to kidney shape out. But yeah, decent little bike. I got the seat set right now for my daughter. Probably need to raise it up an inch or two. Anyways. Now I can tell you, putting these things together, this is the fourth e-bike I've assembled, and they come pre-assembled to the tune of about 80%, 75 to 80% already assembled. Again, I only had to put the handlebars on, front wheel assembly, fenders. That fender might have already been on there. That was not. Pedals. You have to put the pedals on the front headlight, which I will show you. You have to put that on. Now, I set the bike up always suspension-wise for off-road, because if it's set up for off-road, it'll also work on-road. You know, on-road, they want you to tighten it up. Oh, you know, stiff suspension. Yeah, it ain't me. But this thing is a nice bike. I've ridden it, like I say, a couple of weeks now. You got your tail light here, and that runs when you do. But I'm fairly impressed. Excellent price. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and you can go and grow your e-bike crop just like I have. This is my fourth and probably final, to be honest with you. They'd have to come out with something pretty stellar. I mean, like amazing. Because let's face it, I mean, they're all within kind of a same parameter or window. Like this is obviously white, it's a step through. There's little differences about it. Maybe the way the seat feels in the lean forward on the handle grips. If, you know, if from here to there's too far, you can turn this around and put the handlebars on with it back here for a smaller rider. Yeah, there's just little differences, but overall, you know, you can imagine, you know, 90% of these things are just about the same thing. Where your differences also may lie is hill climbing. Okay, now this isn't the best hill climber. Setting one, no pedal assist. It kind of bottomed out on me a little bit, probably 4 to 5 miles an hour by the time I hit the top. But with, you know, you just give it a little pedal assist, and you know, it's not a problem. I mean, I always keep these things in an easy pedal gear. You know, you can ride these as just a bike. You don't even have to use the battery and turn it on at all. These are, I guess I would call them mountain type bikes with the 4-inch tires. I've had a couple companies get a hold of me and want to send me out urban type bikes, and yeah, urban and me, we don't go hand in hand. But there you go. Step through, comfortable, affordable. Link down below. I'll see you at the next video. We're going to talk about these crops and what's going on with them.